Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you today on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and that is speaking for other people. When it's okay, when it's not okay, and by okay I mean appropriate, as in consensual, helpful, productive, all that stuff. Speaking for other people, for example, lawyers, by profession, their job description commonly is to speak for people in an official capacity in courtrooms. But that's just one example. There's most of the examples I can think of are inappropriate, speaking for other people kind of things, where somebody might try to put words in your mouth, or if somebody's not present, or if they have just died, for example, if somebody has passed away. I find it's really easy for people to frequently try to speak for other people, especially when they aren't around to dispute it or contest it. We see this a lot in the Bible with quotes that we just have to take on faith, quote unquote, because what are you going to do, right? But anyway, this isn't about the Bible. It's about a rhetoric that goes around, and if you let people put it in your mouth, they're just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm talking about an angle that is maintained and upheld by some very extreme feminists. And I've mentioned in past videos, I am in full 100% support of the basic feminist movement, empowerment of women, recognition, and equal pay for equal work, all that stuff, equal opportunity, basic respect, safety, all that stuff. But there are some extremists who take it too far, people who try to paint the opposite sex in a bad light. That's aggressive, it's inappropriate, it's summary, and it's just not true in many cases. In my case, I'll speak for myself. Many of the assertions of, if you'll pardon the expression, feminazis, one way to describe them, is that males typically are predictable when it comes to, heterosexual males. This is one argument I've heard. Heterosexual males tend to gravitate towards the vulnerable, the youthful, and once that is gone, they have no instinctive interest anymore in that person. And that's bullshit. Okay, I'm just going to categorically say, speaking from my own personal experience as a male, a heterosexual male, on this one point, I am 100% in disagreement. Because for me, I learned early on, I had the benefit of learning in school that beauty is skin deep, as they say. I'll say that again. Appearances aren't even the main thing for me. It matters. It definitely matters. It affects, especially early on in a relationship or a potential relationship, if somebody's beyond a point in being ugly, and forgive the word, that could be a deal breaker, but it's not the main thing for me. The spirit, the integrity, the abilities, the femininity, which has very little to do with physical beauty necessarily. I mean, again, it helps to be pretty, of course, but some of these women, some of these feminists are saying, well, if she's not, super young and super pretty, many men, if not all men, just aren't interested. That's a bitter, not accurate way to look at it, and I don't appreciate it. And what spawned this video, what inspired my video right now, is I reached out to an actress, an aging actress, if you'll pardon the description. I think it's fair and accurate, from a movie I just watched that was filmed in the 70s called Out of Season, with Susan George. She was a young actress in that movie, and I reached out to the now mature Susan George, who's much further on in her life, and I messaged her just as a gesture of thanks, to express that I am very happy to see her healthy and happy and beautiful still at her current age, and that she seems to have the same spirit of femininity and power that she had in that movie. And I felt like, I didn't get an immediate response from her, and I don't expect one, but it reminded me of these attitudes that I've experienced and heard in the past of feminists, where there's hostility towards men who demonstrate anything contrary to that expectation, that they're supposed to be superficial, predictable, shallow, and predatory. And I am not that person, and I know tons of guys that aren't that person. So it makes me angry when I am lumped into that category, and I will fight that. I will prove it wrong as often as I have to, but I don't even have to. I have nothing to prove. I'm not selling anything, but there are toxic attitudes all across the board, right? Not just in feminists, but in any extreme group that lumps everybody together, that tries to look at people as a type, any kind of people, racists or sexists, any of those types of they are. It's a mentality, right? It's a perspective against people, and it's lazy. It fails to acknowledge the individual, and it's unfair, and it's not true. It sets you up, if you're a racist, if you're a sexist, it sets you up for failure, because you're going to make a mistake. One day you're going to meet a person and you're going to make a wrong assumption about that person. And if any woman ever thought that I was sexist or racist in that way, she made a wrong assumption. So anyway, I look forward to opportunities to demonstrate how respectful and understanding I am, and how much of a feminist I actually am at heart when it comes to honesty and fairness. So if you have questions or comments, please reach out to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye.